Hey y'all, so this is my recap of semester one, but I want to get some housekeeping out the way first. So, one, I have changed the website address to my study guide and syllabi website. So, the new website address is realtamarab.weebly.com. If you use the old address, you're going to get like an error message. So, realtamarab.weebly.com. Two, it's a lot of lurkers on here. You watching, but you're not subscribing. So don't worry. I'll wait. Thank you. Go ahead and like these videos as well because the more of you that like and share these videos, the more the knowledge gets out there. So, also, the next video after this one is going to be a marathon of semester one. So, like when you're cleaning up or when you have nothing to do and you just want a little noise in the background, you put on the marathon. It's like 3 hours. It's like all of my videos strung together. So you just watch it in one 3 hour go. Magnificent. Okay, here's the recap. Love you guys. All right, fam, I am here to talk about my first semester. It's the recap. Get this out the way. We got notes so we can stay on track. All right, so first semester recap. The first thing I'm going to say is adjusting to nursing school was difficult. It wasn't like everybody says here on YouTube about nursing school, it's nothing like your prereqs. 1000% true. Um, the amount of information they are trying to cram into your cranium in such a short period of time is ridiculous. So, acclimating was hard. On my first three pre lecture quizzes, I got 70s. You know that's failing in nursing school, right? Yeah, failing. Annoying. But at the same time, I was super motivated. Like, I was so doggone excited about nursing school that by the time it finally started, I was like so hype. Like, I could spend hours reading, even though my reading in the beginning wasn't very effective. That's why I was getting 70s on the pre lecture quizzes. I was so motivated in the beginning. So, I broke this recap down into the months. So, September, October, November, and December. So, September, super motivated, but the acclimating to nursing school was difficult. In September, I had my first exam in all of my classes. Um, and I did really well in fundies. I did really well in farm. Um, there wasn't a test in skills yet. I don't think that happened till October, maybe December, November. I don't really remember. But September was just like a month of acclimation. Month two, October, I called that my month of hell. Oof. It was like being hit back to back to back to back with tests, midterms, assignments, papers. There was so much going on. I lost all of my confidence in October. I would say that I had an unusual amount of confidence when it came to nursing school, like probably way more than my classmates. Like I approached everything as in I know I'm going to pass it. I don't know if I'm going to get an A, B, or C, but I know I'm going to pass it. I lost all of that confidence in October. So I got a 75 on my fundies midterm. I failed farm exam number three. I got a 75, passing with 77. I also got a 75 on the fundies midterm. Um, at the same time, I had my midterm paper due for clinical. I think I scored like an 86 on it, and I thought like I'd like hit it out of the park with that one. I thought I was gonna get like 100, 98, something like that. Um, I think I had my medication administration um, practical exam, which I passed it the first time, but I was just so doggone nervous. Like, October was hell month for me. Like, ugh. If you see my month two recap video, you'll see like I started it off like, so watch out when you go fundamentals, I think for people coming into spring is going to be different than how I took it. You're going to have a more condensed version. So I don't know if fluids and electrolytes will be on your midterm. But whenever you get to the chapters that have fluid and electrolytes, nutrition, urinary elimination, and bowel elimination, pay attention. Make sure you know everything in those chapters backwards and forwards, because I would say overall, not just me, but in general, most people struggled on the midterm, either failed it or just barely passed it. And it's because those chapters are just, they can easily go over your head. So watch out. October, hell month. The good thing though, November, month 3, was an absolute recovery month. There were only 2 exams in all my classes and 2 performance exams. I had, also ATI. So we took ATI practice tests A and B. I got a 75 on practice test A and a 68.3 on practice test B. Both of those are level 2. Level 2 is good. I had my first performance exam in adult health assessment. I got skin and cardio, and I think I ended up with a 97 on that one. And then test 3 in skills. Test 3 and 1020. No, test 3 in fundamentals, and it was super easy. So November, definitely a recovery month. It was all about regaining confidence, getting a break from the craziness of October. Month 4, motivation waning. Like when I say waning, I mean like I was at the point where I didn't want to study, I didn't want to read, I didn't want to go to class, I didn't want to do nothing. So month 4, December, was really difficult for me. Obviously, you're like chugging away towards the end of the semester, and it's only like, depending on the class, 2 or 3 weeks left. I took my proctored assessment, ended up with a 76.7. That was a level 2. Yay! I did a crap ton of practice questions. Like, I probably did like 500 practice questions. And the final was like a piece of cake, like cutting butter, schmoove. It was easy. It was like, if you failed it, why did why did you even come to nursing school? You know, like it's like kind of impossible to have failed that final. So thank God that December was another, relaxed, easy month, because when you don't have motivation, the last thing you need is to have to like be cramming for finals and, really stressing yourself out. Now, although I didn't have motivation, I still had discipline enough to, when my last practical exam came up, or performance exam came up in adult health assessment, I absolutely spent not an entire Saturday, but I spent like 4 hours going over the different assessments, and I focused mainly on HEENT because it had like the most components to it. And that's where your Saunders NCLEX review, yeah, that's where it comes in handy, because it spells out everything you need to do very clearly. Now I'm going to talk about each class. So skills. I passed that class without studying. It's like, you can't fail skills. Like, you really can't. If you fail skills, like, it's only 2 exams. 40% of the class is ATI modules, and the modules are easy. You just have to like pay attention while the videos are on, reading, taking the exams, the pre and post exam. Like, it's super easy. It's 40% of your grade. I got an 80 on the first exam and a 78 on the second exam, and I got a B in the class. Imagine if I would have studied, I would have got an A in the class, But You can't fail skills. Uh, farm. Um, my farm, totally different than your farm. I have heard that what I'm getting, so I had the first part of farm this semester, and I'm getting the second part of farm in the spring. You're gonna have it all in one. So mine was mostly, the first semester was mostly math. Um, I also didn't study for this class like really in depth, but I paid very close attention in class. I made sure that I never left the class without understanding what she was teaching in the moment. Um, so I took very meticulous notes. I always wrote down the page numbers that we did the practice questions on. I made sure that I always did all the work completely and legibly with the answer circled or squared or whatever. And then the night before the exam, I would go back throughout all the chapters and do all the practice questions that had an answer available to me so I could check my work and make sure I got it right. And test number 3 was difficult for me. I would say that I did miss a portion of one class, and I believe that's why. Um, but I ended up with an A in the class. So if you pay attention in class and do what you're supposed to, you're going to pass it no problem. Adult health assessment. This class is so boring. I hope you have a good teacher because my professor was awesome and I was there for her because the material, boring. The tests are really hard. Um, you have to, this is like the kind of class where you have to literally read and understand everything. Like the person that I have no problem reading the text, but like show me like a chart with stuff and I totally skip over the chart. Adult health assessment is not that class. They have questions that are coming from the chart, that are coming from the text, that are coming from the picture, that like you literally have to read and understand every single part. Now, the chapters are not really long, they're short, um, but they have a lot of like disease process, they have a lot of steps you need to take to be doing things. You need to know them. Do all the practice in the workbook, do all the practice questions. It'll help you. Um, yeah. And then for the practical exams, you need a whole day to practice each system. So, like, let's say, okay, on the first exam, you had to do skin and cardio or skin and respiratory. So you need 3 days to study for that exam. 1 day for skin, 1 day for cardio, 1 day for respiratory system. If you do one each day, and then maybe like on a fourth day, just do the combined assessment. And you need to like stand in front of a mirror and do the whole assessment. Ask the questions and then answer them. Because if you do that, you will definitely pass. And one of the ways I always got either a 95 or a 97 on my practical exams. And the reason why is because you have to be very strategic in how you ask your questions and then be very precise with your actual examination, like the physical examination. But what I did is for every system, I would ask a minimum of 3 questions that I had memorized. And depending on the person's answer, I may have additional questions, but for sure, always have 3. So if you, for instance, I got skin and cardio, that means I had 6 questions that I wanted to ask. And the 6 questions did not include if they were taking any medications, if they had any allergies, did they smoke or did they drink. Those questions are like automatic on every assessment. So in addition to my 6 questions, I was asking about medication, allergy, smoking, and drinking. So already you have 6 plus 4, 10, plus your pain assessment, your PQRST. So once you have that, you ask all those questions and do your pain assessment. For sure, at least on the interview part, you're good. And then for the evaluation, there's no way around just knowing how to do it. Saunders and Clicks review. Get it. You will kill every practical examination if you get the Saunders and Clicks review. Okay, and then, ooh, fundamentals, y'all. This is the class that's going to take all of your time and energy. This is the foundation for everything you're going to learn in nursing school, and obviously the foundation for your first semester. If you do well in fundamentals, it will help you out in every other class. I promise you, the only reason I passed my first exam in adult health assessment is because I did so well in fundamentals. That's right. I felt like what I had studied from adult health assessment, that it didn't help me at all in my first exam. But my fundies knowledge made me pass that exam with an 86. Actually, by the time they did item analysis, I think I had a 95 on that exam. So yeah, your girl was passing and your girl did well. So this is my semester one recap. Please don't be scared by first semester. It's hard, not because the material is so hard, but because you are adjusting to a new way of thinking and a new way of learning. And once you find your way of thinking and learning, you are going to be so successful, especially in your first semester. I am just going to put this out there. I want your prayers starting second semester. I am super nervous. I'm in the process of doing the boot camp for Med Surge, but I have the same apprehensions that you may have going into this next semester. So you keep me in prayer and I'm keep you in prayer. All right? Good luck. God bless you. I love you.